Good evening. It is July 7th, Thursday, and I wanted to talk about kind of a contrasting idea that's been on my heart for a little while, and that is the guilt of humbleness. I think that I hear frequently, you just need to learn to ask for help. Just learn to ask for help. And don't be afraid to ask for help. And we tell people that a lot. I think we mean it. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I get to the point where I am comfortable asking for help, which is a difficult process for me because it is humbling. You really have to accept that you need help. And I don't think that's something that as humans we like to admit, that we always need help. But so when I get to that point when I then ask for help, there is then almost a great guilt that comes when I receive help, which many times I do. And Rachel and I are in the position where we need help, a lot of help, with going to the seminary and with cultivating our ministry. With that, the average seminarian leaves with $80,000 in student debt, and so that can almost be doubled with Rachel and I both going to seminary. And it's not like we're going to then have lucrative positions upon graduating. So we're in the position where we have to go to the seminary food bank to get free food and use Goodwill and receive help from gifts from family and friends that are supporting our ministry and from churches that sponsor that. And to me, there's a guilt that comes with that because we're receiving such things that we don't deserve at all, really. I mean, what makes us worthy of receiving help? I don't think anything does. I think that's part of the humbling process. And so I pray that I would be thankful for the gifts that we receive, be bold in being humble and asking for help when we need it, and return with thanks and the way that we give to others tenfold what we receive. I promised you all a Greek lesson today. James chapter 4 verse 2 and 3, I believe, says, "You do not have because you do not ask. And you ask, but you do not receive because you ask wrongly to spend on your own passions." And depending on the translation, there will be some variances there. And so one of the nuances with Greek is there is active voice, which for English would be something like, "I ask for this," or "I did ask for this," or "I will ask for this." There's then something called passive voice, which is generally translated correctly. And so that would be, you have "I receive," active voice. "I am received," it's the same verb, but with a different voice. Passive, meaning you are the action of the verb is done on the subject of the sentence. So "I am received," "I receive," two obviously big different topics there. We have to throw in a helping verb, am. But then there is middle voice, which Greek has, which we can do in English, but is rarely translated as such. Middle voice means the action done is done for the benefit, for the self of whoever is doing it. So if it's "you ask," it'd be "you ask for yourselves." And the verbs in this that says "you do not have because you do not ask" is a middle voice verb. And so really the idea that's being conveyed is you do not have because you do not ask for yourself. But then the follow-up is you ask for yourselves, or you ask actually, but you do not receive because you ask for yourselves wrongly. And I think that this conveys an added level of meaning to this passage, that we are supposed to ask for ourselves. It's not even that we're not supposed to ask for ourselves, we are, but we're not supposed to ask wrongly for ourselves. We shouldn't be praying to have blessings for ourselves to have blessings, because that's not what we're here on earth for. And that really fights the prosperity gospel, and this is a very anti-prosperity gospel verse. But we are to ask for ourselves that we would have our daily provisions, but that's not even to be the first of our askings, and I think the Lord's Prayer is a good model for that. Give us this day our daily bread, and we receive it, and we are taken care of. And any blessings that we have are so that we can in turn bless others, not so that we can have for ourselves, and not so that we can spend on our own passions and desires. So there's your little Greek mini lesson of the day. Another long little video. Next time maybe I'll just do the Greek one, but had that on my heart, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Miss you guys, all of you who watch these. Love ya.